Good afternoon and welcome back to The Longing, where once again we're going to continue digging through this wall to try and get some more coal. Now, after I finished recording yesterday, in the time between me stopping the recording and closing the game, which was about 15-20 seconds, a piece of coal did fall at our feet and I did pick it up, so that puts us up to 97 rather than the 96 we were on at the end of yesterday. At least I think we were on 96. Either way, we're one more than we looked to be at the end of yesterday's, and that's why. So yeah, what we're going to talk about today then, while we're doing this, let's talk about other videos that I can do. Made some progress, but I'm not even halfway there yet. Let's talk about some other videos that I could do. So there is a video series that I do want to do on stationeers, which would be with a couple of friends maybe, as we sort of blindly work our way through building a base on one of the planets, without having played the game other than the tutorial, because I don't think you can really play without playing the tutorial. Not unless you've seen other people play and you have other people telling you how to do things. I think you would die without any chance of survival, or at least most people would, and yeah, I'd rather avoid that. I expect that we may die anyway, but at least we'll actually have a vague understanding of A, how the game works, and B, how to survive, so we stand at least some chance. In theory anyway. I do also want to do a series of vintage story. 98 cool. Yeah, I do want to do a series of vintage story, whether that's just here's a look at vintage story, because I liked the brief look that I got when I saw other people playing it, and as I've said in previous episodes, all the way back into January I think, I do want to do a series of that, so I just need to buckle down and do it, and see how it goes. Just try a few things out in that, test what works, what doesn't, as far as the videos go, because it's going to be very different to this, I feel, because this is very much a fixed length of time with not a fixed amount of also a fixed amount of content, but the amount of content doesn't necessarily match up with the amount of time, so I've got to shrink the amount of time spent every day to match the amount of content, which is why I've shrunk it down to 10 minutes for now, because we are very much, well, at least it feels like we're very much ahead of the time, and running lower on content, so that's why we're slightly stretching this out with only 10-minute recordings, roughly, rather than the half-an-hour ones we were doing earlier in the series. It makes it a little bit more bite-sized as well, maybe a little easier to digest. So yeah, that's why we're shrinking this down. So yeah, there's two things I want to do, so I just need to make a choice and do one of them. I think I'll do the vintage story one, primarily because it relies less on other people and organizing other people, whereas the vintage story one I can just do when I want to do it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'll do vintage story. I don't know when I'll start that, but I'm gonna make tracks to start it at least, now that I've made the decision, we're going to start Vintage Story. I may actually wait for Vintage Story until after the juggling convention in April, or I might just suck it up and do it now and do the recordings early for it, like I'm going to have to do for this, just because I'm going to be away for a week pretty much with no access to a computer, or at least no access to the computer that has the game on it, and I'm skeptical about being able to play it on a different computer without it ruining the save file. Excuse me. Because I've heard that it resets your playthrough if you try and tamper with the time. So I'm going to keep it as static as I can, with it only being on this machine until the end. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. Vintage Stories is going to be the next series, then Stationeers, then I'll put up a poll, I think. I don't know if... I think for Vintage Story what I might do is set myself a mini goal of get to a certain point, or get to a certain amount of technology, or see how far we get in X amount of time or something. I want to set a fixed goal. I'm almost finished, so that I can say this is going to be the end point. Where if we reach this, we're done. Not saying that we'll be done forever with that particular save, but we'll be done with it until the future, until like we revisit it in the future. Which I think will be a nice way of doing it. Yeah. Ah, there we go. 5 lumps worth. I still think that's quick. That's short. That takes more time than just walking around and picking up random bits of coal like that. So I think we will head home. Oh, no. We'll head towards the face. We might not make it to the face. In fact, I'm certain we're not going to make it to the face. So what I'll do is I'll just get to the map room and then call it there. Yeah, I mean, we are finding more coal. In fact, I'll just get to this point and then call it. I think just because I am trying to keep it at about 10 minutes long. It's a nice round number. But it's a short enough amount of time that it's quick to edit and render and upload. So in total, all in all, I can get the videos done in about half an hour now if I just do the video without anything else. And most of that, and a large chunk of that time is recording the video, opening the software, rendering the video, and then waiting for it to upload. That's most of the time, to be fair. Ooh. Yep, we have actually picked up more than we got from that lump of coal. So I feel like that lump of coal, doing that way is reliable, sure, but slower. Here's another bit. Yeah, we're at 10 minutes now. It would have taken us too long to get to the face, so we're just going to get to the doors out, and we'll call it there for today. So I'm actually going to do my thank yous now. So I'm going to say thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, or night, no matter what time of day it is. I hope you all have a wonderful one of it. And as usual, we will be back tomorrow with more of the longing. Tomorrow we'll have a chat to the face so that we can see what the deal is with getting the 100 coal. See what else is actually needed, because I've completely forgotten, other than the disappointments, what was needed. So yeah, see you all later. Goodbye.